Good afternoon, friends. This is Jay from Cold Nights, and today we have a special Switch collection inspection. So I'm going to go over all of my Switch games, give you a brief little bit about each one, whether it's my experiences playing it, whether I haven't played it and what I'm excited for, or whether it's complete garbage and I don't plan to play it or play it again. I do have 108 games. Three of those are doubles, so technically 105. I have quite a few more digital, but I am primarily a physical game collector, and I don't just buy garbage. I buy what I want, things that I think may attain some future value or rarity. So you're not going to see a ton of shovelware things. You may see a couple rare one-off things I decided to grab, but more or less, it's going to be things that I have played or will be playing at some point. All right, so we are going to start with the non-first party Nintendo stuff. I've kind of separated the games into groups. We're going to start with kind of like our platformers, action games, a couple fighting games thrown in, and then we have our role-playing games, puzzle and visual novel games, and then, of course, those vaunted first-party Nintendo games. So let's jump right into it. First one, had to pick this up when I saw it. It is the Disney classics, Lion King and Aladdin. Love those games on the Sega. They're a great, fun playthrough, and it's nice to have them on the go on the Switch. Next up, recent controversies. Bayonetta 2. This one was the one with the code. I did buy it new, so I was able to get the original game. I think they later on may have put one on the disc or card, but this is the original release. Great game. One of my favorite fighting games, Skullgirls Encore. I originally played Skullgirls on like PS3. The Encore has a lot of the extra content, and it's just a great game. Cute anime style, great fighting mechanics. Definitely love this one. So next up, we have Toho Kabuto Burst Battle from NIS. These are those kind of like bullet hell where you control like a girl and they go around the screen and you fight another girl. Like they're kind of fun if you like bullet hell games. Definitely pervy, but pretty fun. I've played quite a few of these. Not a bad game. All right, big time. Bomberman R. Love this game. This one is sealed. I did not want to open this guy, but I did love playing this. Great stuff. This one I got on clearance at Walmart. I have not checked it out yet. I heard decent things about it. Killer Queen Black. Looks pretty interesting. Definitely worth a check out. And you'll notice I always leave labels on the games. Especially, a lot of times I'll remove like GameStop labels. But I do like to see some of the store labels and stuff because it kind of reminds me of the history of where I got the game. So next up we have Penny Punching Princess. I haven't played this one yet, but it did definitely look interesting. It's a game where you can utilize things like bribery and extortion as well as fighting and like paying off your enemies. It definitely looks cute and pretty interesting. And then, of course, we have the incredible Prinny 1 and 2. These games, platformers. Prinny is obviously famous throughout many of the NIS games. I'm pretty sure maybe he debuted in the Disgaea games. I honestly don't remember, but a beloved character. Pretty cool release here with both games. Definitely check that out. Astral Chain, some of the most innovative combats I've ever seen on any system. This is basically a launch game. I don't remember if it was actually like in the launch window, but right in the beginning this game came out. And it's still used is like $50, $55 at GameStop. So it's pretty incredible that this game has retained the value, and it really tells you a lot about the quality of the game. I love me some Wave Race. So Aqua Motor Racing Utopia. Obviously, it's not like a Nintendo Wave Race, but it will do the trick because there is not a Wave Race out in this generation. Definitely enjoyed this for a little bit. Good stuff. Love these type of games. All right. Cooking Mama, Cookstar. I remember when they had all the controversy about this, and it was supposed to be like a cryptocurrency Bitcoin miner that runs on your Switch, and there was all this hidden software in it. I picked it up then, mainly because of the controversy. The game can be fun and refreshing to play, but I honestly haven't played it. It's still sealed, but yeah. This one actually looks pretty good. Remy Lore, Lost Girl in the Lands of Lore. It looks kind of like a platforming slash like isometric kind of Diablo type of game, but with cute anime characters. Definitely looks pretty good. I have not had the time to check it out, but it looks like it would be something that would be fun to play. Just picked up this one recently, and I'm very excited about it. And my friend Allie, it was one of the few games I think she doesn't have that were ever released in North America on the Switch. Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo. This is a special edition with like an art book. I'm sure she already has it on order now, and it's probably on its way to her house. But I do look forward to playing this. This was incredible. I was so excited. I didn't even realize it was coming out. And then I came across it at the store. I did cover it in a pickup video. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. The game is still so hard, but it is still so fun. I spent a few frustrating hours the night I got it, and I've played a little bit since then, but it's still so fun, so enjoyable. I love the sequel to this, or spiritual successor to this, on the Wii, Heavenly Guardian, but this is great. Skylanders Imaginators. Got it for my son. I actually still have a sealed set of this that's worth quite a bit on price charting, or GameEye if you look. There's people that are willing to pay quite a lot for that. So, like I have the whole toys not opened with the game. So, pretty interesting. A personal favorite of a couple of pals of mine. This is my sealed copy of Hollow Knight that has the 4 giant contact packs. I'll probably keep this one sealed. I do have it digitally. And I really enjoy it on the PS4, but this is just a nice piece. I love the compact stylishness of the Switch. It's really a good system to keep games like this sealed on. All right, the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. This had some incredible games in it. Really had a fun time with it. I'm pretty sure it's got some Metal Slug, couple fighting games, a couple other interesting things. SNK, always one of my favorite developers. They're behind a lot of fighting games, things like Fatal Fury. So definitely give this a check out. And this is one of those releases that may or may not get some value, because I don't think they made a ton of these. Darksiders. I remember I got this after Metal Jesus talked about the black spine on it. I've never played Darksiders. A lot of people say it's good. But I have not. But yeah, I bought a game because it has a black spine. Katamari Damacy. I remember picking this up, the series first on PS2, and I loved it to death. And then I played it on the PSP, Vita, and now we have it on the Switch. I'm pretty sure that Reroll was released on the PS4. I think I did play it some on there too as well. This one is sealed. I had actually had it sealed originally when it was almost impossible to get. They did a very limited original shipment, but of course they re-released it like 100 times because people were whining and crying. Guys, stop doing that. Us collectors of rare and expensive games do not want things to be re-released. I don't care if you get to play it or not. I got it first. Just kidding. Everyone should enjoy the games, but it did not obviously retain the value I thought it would. So next, pretty big. Not big like some of these special editions. Gun Pixies, super perverted, weird, like shooting game where you're like trying to shoot clothes off girls and hit them in their private parts and stuff. Really weird, but just like a lot of like P-Cube and NIS type of stuff. I thought maybe it may get some value. It may. See, it was even dusty. That shows you how often I've played it. Like never actually, but. Maybe it'll get some value someday. But yeah, Gun Pixies. All right. Everyone knows, if you know me, I'm a huge baseball fan. MLB The Show is my big thing. This was the first year they had it on the Switch. I did not get it on the Switch. I like to play it on the most powerful system, so I do have it on the PS5. But I also like to play the RBI baseball games a little bit every year when they come out. And so I do have RBI 20 and 21 on the Switch. One of them is sealed. I basically just play them a little bit or get them to have them. They will not have any value. They're just sports games. But very good stuff. This one, again, this is one of the ones bitten by this re-release bug, and I haven't seen the dip in the value yet, but I'm sure it's coming. Code of Princess EX, it's the original run of it. You know, it's got the little card and everything in it, the little special art booklet. It kills me that they re-released this because, I mean, maybe I'm not in the right spaces online, but I don't know that there was a huge calling for this to be re-released. I remember I picked it up, and it was kind of expensive, but I didn't pick it up because it was rare. I thought it was going to be like Battle Princess of Arcadia's, and it's nowhere near as good. This is not a good game, so don't rush to order it. But it did have a lot of value. But yeah, not a good game, and the value is going down. So it's cool to have, but I wouldn't go out of your way to get it. Cinemora EX. It's a shmup. I play them a little bit. This is still sealed. I think I got it on like a crazy deal at like Walmart or something. So I don't know a lot about it, but I have it. Super Monkey Ball, always fun. Banana Blitz HD. These games, I don't think I've ever completed one or got crazy high scores in them, but they're always fun to play for a little bit, and they're a great thing to have with like the kids around or something. So good stuff. Collection of Mana. This was definitely awesome. I rushed to get it when it came out, had to have it day one, and then it sat there for like a month or two and I didn't play it. I finally did get around to playing it. I do really enjoy the originals. So this was fun. Definitely suggest grabbing it. I want to say it's one of the few places you can get like Final Fantasy Adventure that was originally on the Game Boy. I played that. I think that was the main reason I actually got this, was for that. So Duskolver. So when I was actually gathering the games to make this video, I hadn't really looked at this. Looking at the back, it looks pretty neat. Defend the streets of Taipei. Fight alongside your guardians as part of an action-packed oriented combat system. So I actually might want to play this one pretty soon. The imagery looks pretty neat. So might be checking this out sooner than later. Umihara Kawase Fresh. This one, I believe it's like a platformer / like puzzle game. One of the characters from Cave Story's in it. I never really played it, but again, Nicalis, some of the stuff can get pretty rare, but it looked pretty neat. Maybe one day I'll try it out. All right, I'm a huge Dynasty Warriors fan. Everyone should know that up front. Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, any of the spin-offs, especially a lot of the anime spin-offs. I've talked to a few of my friends about this. I did not like Token Ranbu Warriors. It was incredibly boring. The thought of a whole bunch of like young, like Bishonen dudes that are swords that become warriors, like it sounded pretty cool, right? It's not good. I didn't like it at all. So probably can skip this one, but I have it because I have to have everything Dynasty Warriors. So the Labo game disc thingy. I got it for my son. He probably played with it for like a couple days and then destroyed it. But this remains. Let's move some of these guys off to the side here. Just moving a couple things. All right. So next we have Harvest Moon, Light of Hope. This game is also not good. Most of the modern day Harvest Moon games are not good. There are much, much better options for farming and life simulators. Do not recommend. Somewhat collectible, but do not recommend. Into the Dead 2. No idea. Looked cool. The cover looked cool. I probably, a lot of times when I buy these like $20, $30 like pre-owned games, I get them part of like a 2 for $3 or buy one get one free deal. So I picked it up. Maybe someday I'll check it out. If you know anything about it, tell me in the comments. Sayonara Wild Hearts. I bought off the the hype that was around it. It looked pretty neat. I haven't played it yet. Still looks pretty neat. Moonlighter. Definitely something I thought I would be into. I haven't picked it up yet and played it yet, but it has like a very like potion permit vibe. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it'll be fun. I'll have to check it out. Team Sonic Racing. I haven't played this. I know my son played it quite a lot. A couple of the games in here are kind of like reclaims from things I bought for my son, and then he kind of lost interest in them. So they kind of got into my shelves, and they've stayed there, and he hasn't looked for them since. So, but yeah, these games were decent when I played them in the prior consoles. So I imagine this one's all right. All right, so we got Gal Metal. The art and presentation on this looked really cool. It has a whole bunch of like actual like music brands for like the drum kits and the amplifiers and stuff, and it looks pretty neat. Supposedly, like it's a rhythm game, but not like you're playing your own music. Seems pretty cool. This one's sealed, but eventually I may check it out. Sonic Mania. We had to get this right when it came out. Everyone in the house wanted to play it, so had to grab it. And this one, it's reliving Sonic, but with like a new spin on it. So it's real fun. Definitely check it out. I want to say that was also like a special edition. I'm pretty sure I have the sleeve in the back of one of the bookcases somewhere, so it won't get dusty or damaged. Pretty Princess Party, an Axis game. It looks like a party game / like princess simulator. Yes, I'm a princess, but it's Axis. It'll probably be rare. Probably no legitimate reason to play this, but there it is. And The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. One of the greatest games that's come out in our time. Super challenging, super fun, pretty disturbing story. This is basically, I'm pretty sure, just about the definitive edition of it. So if you haven't picked this up, definitely check it out. So, a couple more games to go here in our, I guess you'd call it basic section before we get into the RPGs and visual novels and all that. So, next we have Ultimate Alliance 3. I picked this one up because of some of the exclusive characters. If I remember correctly, this was the first one that you could play as Miss Marvel, the Kamala Khan version, who is my absolute favorite comic book character, long before the stupid series on Disney. But I was super excited to play as her, and this game was awesome. Clubhouse 51 Games, Worldwide Classics. I usually don't pick up games like this, but for a while there, it was hard to find. I don't think there's a problem anymore with it, but I did grab it during that time because it was pretty uncommon to see it. I'm sure it's fun if you fancy little tiny games to pass your time and don't have those on your cell phone already or anywhere else. Definitely one of my son's World of Simulators. I think this one had train, construction, and some other simulator. But it's back in my collection, so yay. All right, sealed copy of Hades. I haven't played it. Some of you will let out like a terrible sigh from that, but I've heard that it's amazing and that I definitely should play it. And a couple of people I know have said it's their favorite game, or at least on the Switch. So one of these days I will heed your advice and play it, I promise. Namco Museum Arcade Pack. Love these. Sometimes you just got to kick back and play some of those classic arcade games on overpriced new hardware. That's what this is for. All right. Deadly Premonition, A Blessing in Disguise. So I believe this is the sequel to the original one, or no? I don't know. I didn't open this one. It's sealed. The original on PS3 was incredible and fun to play. The graphics were almost purposely bad, I think. But it had such an awesome like Twin Peaks vibe, and just the humor in it, but also some of the anxiety-inducing combat. And again, I almost think the poor controls lead to further anxiety in the combat. But definitely worth checking out, whether you're checking out the original or this updated version of it. Good stuff. Rico. So someone had suggested I played this and that it was kind of uncommon. And I got it home and I sat down with my son to play it. And this thing is like a half-finished, awful shooter that no one should ever play. Don't buy it. Cruis'n Blast. I didn't play it, but everyone says it was awesome, so I had to have it because I want to be one of the cool kids. But I do want to play this because I do love these type of racing games. All right, now we're getting into some horror. This is the good stuff. Coma Recut, probably one of my favorite games this generation. So good. The Coma 2 Vicious Sisters was good. Now, granted, I did play them on the Sony hardware, but I had to get this just to have it. Just to have a spot on the bookcase for this. Sealed copy of Ori and the Blind Forest. This is a great game. I played it a bit. But it's nice to have a sealed copy because this game is very popular. And I'm sure they made a ton, but I'm pretty excited to have it sealed. I'm kind of glad that I'm in the collector mindset now because I never would have thought to keep anything sealed when I was collecting like PS2 and 3 games. So I'm hoping a couple of these that I'm keeping sealed and getting digital or foregoing playing them to keep them sealed will attain some value someday. We'll see. I certainly wasn't planning that back then. Five Nights at Freddy's, 1 through 4 in sister location. I hate jump scare games. I don't like these games. My son did. I bought it to play with him. Never did because he's like a teenager now and avoids me. But I still have it. Hello Kitty Cruisers. My favorite game as a 39-year-old game collector. No. Legitimately can honestly say I bought this because of how expensive and rare this was on the Wii U. If there is any chance that it could attain that kind of hype and fame, I wanted to be a part of it. I don't think it has, and shame on me. Resident Evil Origins Collection, sealed, keeping it sealed. I have basically every release of every Resident Evil on every console, even like the weird Mercenaries on 3DS, and you name it, I have it. I'm keeping this one sealed. Love it. Go get one yourself and keep it sealed too. A couple more before we get into role-playing games. All right, so this one, Sushi Striker, Way of the Sushido. No idea, didn't play it, looked cute. Maybe someday I'll play it. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers. This game, I loved Street Fighter 2. I came up with it. So when Capcom does collections or re-releases, I will always buy them on every system and keep them sealed. And this one is sealed, and it's pretty, and I love Street Fighter. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I had to pick this up in case there's ever some kind of reason why I can't be at my PS4 or PS5 to play these games. I've grabbed a couple of different like Warriors games just to have them in case I ever want to play them mobily. I ate this game up. I love One Piece, love Warriors. It was a match made in heaven. Definitely get this if you don't have it. Wild Guns Reloaded. If you enjoyed the original Wild Guns, this is awesome. I enjoyed it. I was real excited when it came out. Definitely worth picking up. I'm pretty sure it's down to like $15-20. So definitely worth it. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. Love fighting games, especially SNK fighting games. Especially SNK fighting games with all of their babes from the whole series ever. So definitely check this out. Pretty fun. Definitely worth it. Definitely a lot of DLC in it. But check it out. And that completes the non-role-playing, non-visual novel, non-first-party Nintendo game section of the video. So I'm going to sit these down, and we're going to jump right in to the role-playing games. All right, so we're going to start with a couple special editions. So here we have 1 through 3 of the Prinny Presents NIS Classics collections. I left 2 of them sealed, but the first one, because I definitely had to play both La Pucelle Ragnarok and Rhapsody, is opened, and I have enjoyed that. But the other 2 will remain sealed, and hopefully one day attain some value. If not, they're great pieces to have in the collection regardless. All right, now we are getting to some quality stuff. So first we got The World Ends With You, Final Mix. I remember playing this game on the DS, and it was incredible. Just the aesthetic and the style and the gameplay loop was something I appreciated so much. Definitely check it out. This was incredible. Here's one I picked up recently. I haven't had a chance to dig into it. Omori. Sorry, I still have a sticker on it. I thought it was just going to be like a cutesy, like, life game. No, it's supposedly terrifying. And when I watched a couple, like, preview videos on it, yeah, some of the bosses and monsters look incredible and scary. So definitely excited that I picked this up, and it actually ended up being more up my alley than I thought it would be. Shining Resonance Refrain. Great game. This came in a lovely steelbook. I love this thing. This is just beautiful. Got the slip cover. Totally worth it. Great game. It's one of those weird... Sega makes so many great, like, kind of underappreciated role-playing games and action games. Definitely check this one out. Still sealed. Had to have it when it came out. I remember it was delayed. RPG Maker MV. I will keep this sealed. I promise you one day this will be worth a lot of money. I promise. I don't know what it's worth now, but in like 10 years, you're going to be watching my videos. I mean, I'll probably be like as famous as like Markiplier by then, but you're going to be like, damn, he kept that? That's worth like $10,000 now. Yeah, right here. Chris Dales. Recently saw my friend, I want to say Brandon was actually looking at this one in one of his videos. I hadn't played it yet, but now I definitely want to, because it gave me kind of like a closer look at it, and it looks beautiful, and I definitely want to check it out. All right. So, have you ever wanted to be a Fire Emblem pop star in a role-playing game? Because I have, and this is how to do it. Super fun game. I had it on the Wii U. Everybody loves this. If you don't have it, go buy it. All right. This is something you can't beat. Fire Emblem Three Hopes. This really brought all of the great things about this series forward for a new generation. And of course, I went crazy when Three Hopes came out because it was the Dynasty Warriors iteration of this and a continuation of the story. But if you haven't played this, you're missing out, and you probably should go get it right now. I'll even be okay with you stopping to watch the video to go grab this. So Neptunia. I've always loved these games. This RPG here, they put it out kind of like almost like a play on like the Saturday morning RPG thing. I played a little of this. It's really good. They're definitely pervy. If you are triggered by that kind of thing, you're not going to want to watch this or play it. But this is good. The original Neptunia games, the hyperdimensional Neptunia games, had pretty good gameplay too. Going back, you kind of have to struggle with the graphics a little bit, but this is really good. Cat Quest. This game, love it. Originally played it on the PS4. Had to get this when I saw it was coming with a physical. Unfortunately, I think I got it pre-owned. It's not sealed. I won't play this on the Switch, but I have it, and I had to have it on the Switch. Bravely Default 2, still sealed. Bravely Default is one of those games that I never got into. Everyone keeps telling me to get into. I have them. One of these days I will, because it does look like I'm missing out on something, I think. All right, here we go. Some people are going to be mad at me. So, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive. All right, I played this. Pretty good. I didn't mind the combat. I didn't play through the whole game, but I did enjoy what I did play of it. And then with the craze that was going on when it came out, and I'm sorry I don't have 2 or Torna, but I did get Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Literally was obsessed with some of the characters. Noah was like one of my favorite characters like ever. And the story is just so deep. I didn't beat it, but I watched a lot of people play, and I got fairly deep into it myself. I'm glad I took the time to check this out, because I probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for a few good friends that really got me excited for it. Octopath Traveler, and we'll just put Live Alive up with it. Live Alive is still sealed. I haven't got to this in the backlog yet, but Octopath Traveler was just amazing. I remember the dancer story. I just loved it. All of them were cool, but she was specifically my favorite character. But the art style, it was just such a new experience. And this is just more of the same. I'm very excited to play this. At some point I will, I promise, because it looks like it's just as amazing. All right, so let's sit some of these guys down, and we're going to get a little deeper into this. So now we're going to go on to some puzzle and visual novel games. All right, so first we have Kotodama, The Seven Mysteries of Fujisawa. This is a puzzle-based kind of, I'd say it's a puzzle visual novel. I played a little into it. Great art style. The puzzle action's fun. Definitely worth checking out. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, this one's got some cards packaged along with it. Oh, it's all the girls in bikinis. See that? But pretty neat. Always love the Layton's games. Catriel is one of my favorite characters. I'm pretty sure I got this digital, or I have another copy of this somewhere, because this one's sealed. But I've totally played this and loved it. So I'm not sure if I had it digitally on one of the 5 Switches in the house, or if I have another copy of this somewhere. But definitely pick this up. I'm pretty sure it's still maintaining pretty good value too. So probably pick it up before it kind of gets rare. Crystal Crisis from Nicalis. I remember looking at the back of it in the store, and it looked really good. And I'm pretty sure I got it on a 2 for $3 or buy one get one deal. But it looks pretty neat, and it's a game I don't commonly see. Though it may not be blowing up price charting, when something's uncommon, you should consider that, because maybe someday it will blow up price charting. All right, now we're on to some of the VNs. And I promise you, some of these pervy ones, I just bought them because they're rare, okay? Like this first one, Nurse Love Obsession. I bought this because it's rare, okay? Yeah, still pretty hard to find. I'm pretty sure it is a Yuri, pervo graphic novel, visual novel game. Pretty rare. I think this has no cards, just a reversible cover. The reversible cover looks nice inside, but it's worth picking up if you think it'll be rare. I don't know that they made a whole lot of them. So this is one of the ones I got doubles of. Pio Fiore, Faded Memories. Sometimes I'll get excited when I see these Otome visual novels, and I'll think I don't have it, and and then I have 5. This one looked cool. The guys look super cool. I didn't play it yet, but I definitely want to. Here's another one, Bruce the Fellows. This one's still sealed. I see no point in opening these until you're done with whatever visual novel experience you're going through now. I don't myself like to sit there for long periods of time and play visual novels, especially the Otome ones. They can be enjoyable, but you have to take them in over a period of time. Sitting there and playing it for 6 hours and doing all the paths and then being done with it, it's not really the way the experience was meant to be. But I will get to this one eventually. It looks cool. I believe you're dating criminal guys. Pretty neat, though. Ace Attorney Chronicles. This is the one that goes into the past and talks about some of the attorneys that came before him. I definitely want to check this out because I love the original games. I have not yet, but I'm excited to when I finally get around to it. And then the VN I'm currently playing, Birshana, Rising Flower of Genpei, set during the Genpei Wars. It's about a princess that is hiding in plain sight as a boy. Pretty neat. I got maybe like 2 hours into it. Had experienced a couple of the bad ends and was working towards a couple of the longer routes. Definitely worth checking out, though. All right, I think we are just about into the big first-party Nintendo stuff. So I'm going to start with the things that are only a couple titles each. First, of course, New Horizons, Animal Crossing. I can tell you I've probably watched many more people stream this than played it myself, but I remember playing the original Animal Crossing that came to North America on the GameCube, and I loved it. I never got to try the N64 one that was the Japanese one, but definitely love this game. Sword and Shield, I bought these hoping that my son or my wife would play with me. They did not, so I have them both. I played into it a little bit. I love Pokemon, but it's not something I can't live without. So I did get into them, but I did not finish or collect them all. Miitopia, still sealed. I got this because I feel like this may be rare someday. I just get this gut feeling. We'll see. But, it doesn't look terrible if you don't hate Miis. I hate Miis. Actually, I probably won't play this. Hopefully it's valuable someday. Please. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Pikmin games are awesome. I did play this for quite a while when I first got it. It's so addictive. When you first start playing it, you're like, I don't know if I like this. And then you're like, whoa, this is incredible. And whoa, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I should probably go to bed. Pick it up. Fire Emblem Warriors. The first one was so good. So good. There was so many characters that I had to play as. And yes, Tharj is one of them. Yes. Yep. Bring it on. I had to play as Tharja. But there were many more. This game is so good. So fun. And then, of course... what? Oh, no. I'm pretty sure that... I don't know. I don't know why Three Hopes is not here. Maybe I held up Three Hopes instead of Three Houses before. Well, Three Hopes was the Fire Emblem Warriors game. The second one for the Three Houses series. I'm pretty sure I actually probably held that up instead of Three Houses. That's terrible. But I love that to death. Claude is the best. And the Golden Stag forever. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Still sealed. I watched Gab Smolders play pretty much through all of it. So I feel like I've experienced it. So I may keep this sealed. Not sure. We'll see. Kirby Star Allies. Definitely enjoyed this. I played this one quite a bit with my son when it first came out. We had a good time with it. Good stuff. All right. Now, on to the bread and butter. All right. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is easily the game, other than MLB The Show, in the last 3 generations, if you want to go back to the one that was on the 3DS. I've probably put 1,000 hours into the 3 different games. I was obsessed with this. This one put the characters up to 255 and introduced all the DLC. I definitely got Zelda and a couple other characters to 255, and I'm not embarrassed about it. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's been playing on the Switch here. One of my favorite recent games. I ate this up. The biggest thing in this game was being able to play as Urbosa, who is probably my second favorite character in all of it. So, of course, I immediately maxed her out. But I did have a tremendous time with this game. Love it, love it, love it. Link's Awakening. This was a super cool remake and reimagining. I played the original and I definitely played quite a bit into this. Really enjoyed it. One day I'll go back and finish it, but definitely worth checking out. And it's starting to come down in price, so definitely pick it up. Skyward Sword is a game. I love the lore. I love the characters. Watched my wife play most of it. I got this thinking I would enjoy playing it. I didn't, but I still love the characters and the lore. There can never be anything bad about a Legend of Zelda game, except I don't want to play some of them. All right. Speaking of Legend of Zelda games that I don't want to play, Breath of the Wild. Sorry, everybody. This is not the best Zelda game. Hot take. It's really fun. I did enjoy the little I played of it. I watched my wife play a lot more of it, but it is definitely not the best. I think there's a lot of like Breath of the Wild, like Chads out there. Calm yourself. Good game. It's not the best. It's not the best game on Switch. Sorry. Super Mario Odyssey. Good stuff. This, on the other hand, unlike Breath of the Wild, could actually be one of the best Mario games there is when you really get into it. My son enjoyed the hell out of this. I enjoyed the hell out of this. Good times. Super Mario Maker 2. Good stuff. I got it for my son. He made some crazy levels. I pretended I couldn't beat them, but I could easily. Definitely enjoyable, though. Y'all are still mad about the Breath of the Wild thing, aren't you? See, I like it. I got the characters, but I like it because of Age of Calamity. Yoshi's Crafted World. These games are beautiful. I played it some, watched my kid play it a ton. If you haven't got this, check it out. It's not going to be like super difficult. It's just fun and beautiful. Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I honestly don't remember playing this all that much, but I know it was fun. I think this one had the little toad girl that was like, she couldn't get hurt. She was like the super easy mode. But yeah, pretty fun. Here's one of my doubles. Super Mario Golf Super Rush. I was really hoping my son would get into this with me. He did not. I love Mario sports games, even though they're often not super deep or have a ton of replayability unless you're playing them with other people. That didn't end up happening, but I do have two. It is fun for a little while. Sealed, of course, because of the hoopla around it. Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. That was one of the ones that was like pretty rare to find when it was out, kind of like the 3D All-Stars. Fun stuff. Bowser's Fury is incredible, but we're definitely keeping this copy sealed. Paper Mario Origami King. I played this hard for like 3 or 4 hours and then never went back to it. I love Paper Mario. The original Paper Mario was one of my favorite games of all time. This was good. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe one day I'll go back to it. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. How can you not love this? Played this so much with my son. It's just the greatest stuff. Mario Kart, you can literally endlessly have fun, whether it's online or with your family or just sitting there trying to beat your own ghost. It's always great. And I always use Boo or King Boo. Ghost forever. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This was one of the ones, when I first heard about it, I'm like, that is going to be stupid as hell. And it's actually incredible. The way the battle system works, it's almost like a tactical role-playing game. Oh, it's really fun, and they're making another one, and I'm excited about that. So definitely check it out. It's something that I underestimated, and it was really good. And then, of course, Mario 3D All-Stars. These games are games that if you haven't played them, for one, I don't know where the hell you've been, but all of them are great. Some people like to get down on Mario Sunshine, but I loved the hell out of it when it was out. I loved my GameCube. Don't talk shit about GameCube games. Don't. They're incredible. But obviously, Mario 64 is great, and then Galaxy was great too. So this is definitely a must-have. Folks, that is 105 Switch games. That may sound like a lot, but I have a friend that has like 470. That's pretty crazy. But I thank you for sticking around. Hopefully, I didn't bore you to death. And I really enjoyed making this and looking through some of my old games. And I'm really looking forward to playing a lot of these now that I've kind of been refreshed on what's in the giant bookcase over there. So, with that being said, the Switch, though it is by far not my favorite console, you can have a lot of fun with it. And there are a lot of incredible games that are only available on the Switch. So, go out there, buy lots of Switch games, and then make one of these videos yourself because they are super fun to make and they really bring you down memory lane. As always, stay creepy. I'm going to stop it now. It better not have stopped. Did it stop? Have I been talking for like an hour for no reason?